We play and call it work.
MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com, here with Alex. Welcome, Wargamers, to Dave Learns Maggotkin. Today I'll be fighting the legions of Nagash, and I'll be fielding Maggotkin, because this is my third game with them, and so I'm still learning it, and I've never fought legions of Nagash before, and that's pretty cool because it's going to be new and new. Well, newish and new, brand new. So after this game, we're going to jump into a discussion of what I thought about everything, and thoughts and impressions, and what I did wrong, because I know I'm going to do stuff. I know I'm just going to like throw stuff, and it's going to squish, and some stuff won't, and some stuff you'll need like a spatula to like pick it off, and we'll see. That'll be after the game. But let's take a look at the armies.
Here is 1,000 points of Maggotkin. This is my general, the Lord of Plagues. He's got the Virulent Blade, and he has the Resilient command trait. Second leader in my army is the Glottkin. His spell is the Plague Squall. For battle lined, I have 10 Putrid Blightlords, and I have 10 Plague Bearers. And that's 1,000 points of Maggotkin. All right, Alex, what you got?
I got about 970 points of Legions of Nagash. So the general is a necromancer. He's going to have the Lord of Nagashazar command trait, as well as the Ossific Diadem artifact. Alright, for battle line, I've got 3 units of skeletons. I've got one 40-man with spears, and then 2 10-man units, each with swords. Alright, and we got some Morghast Archai with halberds, 3 spirit hosts, and a Suffocating Gravetide Endless spell. Then I'm buying an extra command point for 50 points, which brings me up to exactly 970.
Our battle today will be an open war mission. This is our deployment map. The objective today is Kingslayer. Each player adds up the value of the wounds characteristic of all enemy models that the army slays, doubling their total score at the end of the battle if one of the models they have slain was the enemy general. At the end of the 5th battle round, the player with the highest total score wins the battle, even if their own army has been wiped out. Today's twist is Blessed Healing. Each player can pick a friendly unit at the start of their hero phase. That unit heals D3 wounds. Special thanks to Table War for providing this table mat, and also Greenleaf Terrain for making the rocky hills, the snowy rocky hills here. For the deployment, I finished my drops first. We have the Plague Bearers, we have the Blight Kings, Feculent Gnarlmaw is right in the middle there. We have the Glottkin, and then we have the Lord of Plagues right... Actually, where is he? He's right there. I thought that was him for a second. He's the same size as all the Blight Kings, so it kind of messed me up for a second. And then on your side, we've got Necromancer, which is right there. We have Morghasts, which are right there. You got 2 of them. And then we have Skeleton Warriors, the 40-man squad, right out in the center of openness. In the grave, we got 2 Skeleton Warrior units and Spirit Hosts. So I gotta say, Alex, normally I say when I don't know what I'm fighting smoke, but I'm fighting ghosts in this case, and I think it's really the same difference, because when blades slice through smoke or ghosts, it just doesn't do anything.
That's ethereal. They cannot be rendered.
Yes. Since I finished my deployment first, I chose to go first, so I'm going to go first now, and I'm going to move my units up. There is a Feculent Gnarlmaw here, so I will be able to run and charge in the same turn, provided that I'm within 7 inches of it. Starting with the Cycle of Corruption, we have 2, so we have Fecund Vigor. Add 1 to the wound rolls of all attacks made by Nurgle units in the combat phase. That's actually pretty good. Now to calculate my contagion points, I am in my deployment zone. You are not in my deployment zone. That's 4 contagion points, and you are not within 3 inches of my Feculent Gnarlmaw, so that's D3 extra points. I'm going to roll a die, and that is 2, so that's a total of 6. Not quite enough to get another Feculent Gnarlmaw, or anything else for that matter, but I will save them and collect them. I'm going to spend a command point for Lords of Nurgle on the Glottkin. What it does is it adds 1 to the attack's characteristic of any melee weapons used by friendly Nurgle units while they are within 14 inches of this model. So that's a very good turn, especially considering the cycle of corruption and the adding 1 to the wound rolls. Now they have more attacks. It's good. Not going to roll for Virulent Discharge for the Putrid Blightlords because nobody's wounded and there aren't any enemy units close enough to actually, for it to be a detriment to them. For spells, the Glottkin will cast Blades of Putrefaction from the Lore of Malignance. That's the one that he knows because he's a Rotbringer. He's going to give these Blightkings Blades of Putrefaction, which cause mortal wounds on wound rolls of 6s in addition to regular damage. And this is a casting of 7, and I get a 5, so I don't make it. And he'll do Mystic Shield on the Blightkings. Getting a 9, and he makes it.
Alright, I'm going to try to unbind with my Necromancer, and I do not unbind.
Movement phase, Plague Bears will move, and they're going to run 6 inches. Blightkings will move up and run as well, an inch. My Lord of Plagues will move and run. My Glottkin will move forward. He moves 8 inches, so I'm not going to bother running him. Shooting phase. The Glottkin has a shooting attack. The Pestilent Torrent. It's 12-inch range, 1 attack. So I'm hitting on a 3 with this. That's a hit. And I'm wounding on a 4. That's a wound. The Pestilent Torrent is pretty awesome when I'm at full wounds. It's 2d6 damage. It's -2 rend, so it goes right through your armor. So I'm just going to roll for the damage here. Getting 8, that's not bad. You have a 6+ Deathless Minions save.
And got none of them.
Ooh.
8 skeletons out for the count. 3.
But before we fully take them away, your Necromancer does have the Ossific Diadem, which gives them an additional save here.
Another 6 up. And actually got 3. So
Now for the charge phase, starting with the Putrid Blightlords. They are within 7 of the Feculent Gnarlmaw, so they're going to go ahead and charge, even though they ran. And because of their Sonorous Toxin, instead of an 8, I need a 7-inch charge. Oh! Next I'll roll for these Plague Bears. Getting a 7. There's my 7. Now the Glottkin will charge. Getting an 11.
there you go.
Look at those guys. I think they look like they want to be charged by the Glottkin.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm fighting a ghost bone smoke, so I guess we'll see.
Alright.
The Glottkin will come in. Now, this is my plan. I'm going to go ½ inch away from the skeletons and more than 3 away from these units right here. This unit right there. These Morghasts. Because I don't want you to attack me with the Morghasts, but I want to attack you with the Glottkin. So if I'm more than 3 inches away, I'll pile in closer to the skeletons when it's the Glottkin's turn to attack, and then he'll just happen to be within range to attack the Morghasts, and that's the plan there. I'll go first with the Plague Bears. I'm going to just shimmy these guys around slightly. That's 17 attacks, because I get +1 for being within range of the Glottkin here. Hitting on 4s. Now I'm 2s to wound because of the cycle of corruption. Getting a couple 1s. So you get a 5-up save. You save 3 of them. Okay. 6-up Deathless Minion save. Saved another one. Now your Ossific Diadem. No more. So that's 5.
Yep.
And you're taking skeletons away here.
4, 5.
Now for the skeletons. You have 10 attacks there because you got your leader skeleton. And you're going to be putting them on the Glottkin. Your spears hit on 4s. And they wound on 4s. There's 3 wounds.
Yep. No rend.
So before I roll these saves, I know the dice guys don't like it when you reverse time, but I'm going to roll for Horrific Opponent. So basically I've got to roll, and if I'm higher than your leadership of skeletons, then they subtract 1 to their hit roll.
Alright.
So if I got 11 or 12, because their leadership 10?
Yep.
Okay, that didn't work.
Don't forget those ones. And the Necromancer, technically, I think, but he's not going to get in combat.
Okay, so I'll do it on these guys.
More guests?
More gas? No.
Okay.
Now the Mountain of Loathsome Flesh, I'm going to roll a 4+, and the skeleton unit takes D3 mortal wounds. So they don't take D3 mortal wounds. Okay. Now I'm going to roll my saves that you just inflicted. No rend, so I'm a 4+.
Yep.
And I made them all. Now for the skeleton attacks onto the plague bearers, you got 75 attacks. See, that sounds very Khorne of them, and I like it. Skeleton attacks back on the plague bearers. You're gonna do 3 volleys of 25 because it's cool.
Yep. So hitting on 4s.
Would have been 5s, but no, I failed. My leadership. Actually roll against your leadership.
Yep.
Either way, there was failure.
Well, there.
Now for the wounds on 4s. You've seen the first volley. We're just going to do the other volleys off camera. We'll come back to it. We'll give you the final numbers in the end, and then I'll roll for my saves. I don't... No, I have a save! Hey, I have a save. So 5 up, save. 5 up, save.
2 more 5s.
Disgustingly resilient here now. 5 up. Getting another 3.
There you go. In there.
That is 8 deaths. Looks like just enough for the banner and the musician to pipe his horns. So what I decided to do is take off all of the plague bearers in the middle so that you are forced to pile in that way should I pass my battle shock, which I guess there's a 1 in 3 chance. Now for the Glottkin. All of his attacks are going into the Morghasts, obviously, so we're going to start with Gurk's Flailing Tentacle. Now because I use my command ability, Lords of Nurgle, I am Nurgle keyword, so I get +1 attack, so I'm actually 6 attacks with my Gurk's Flailing Tentacle. And when I say 6, I mean 7, which is very Nurgly. And I'm going to be hitting on 4s, wounding on 2s. -2 rend.
So 6 up save.
Yeah!
And no deathless minions because they are too far from the necromancer.
That's a straight up 2 damage, so 4 wounds remaining. Gurk's Lamprey Maw, he's got 1 attack, but 2 because of his command ability. So I'll be hitting you on 3s with this. That's 1 hit. And wounding on 2. That's a wound. -1 rend here.
5 up. Nope.
And his D3 damage. Getting 3.
Oof. 1 left.
Otto's Poison, Slick Scythe. 3 attacks normally, but 4 because of my command trait or command ability that I used. So I'm hitting on 3s with this. That's 4 hits. And this normally wounds on 3s, but it's going to be wounding on 2s because of the Cycle of Corruption. Getting 3. -1 rend, so 5 up save. Making 1, so 2 go through. D3 damage each. So that's 5.
Alright.
That's it for his attacks. Now you attack me back.
Yep.
Morghast will attack with his Spirit Halberd. 3 attacks, or 4 attacks.
Yep.
And that's because of Chosen Guardians. Now you're wounding on 3s. 1.
Yep.
6 up save for this because it's -2. And that goes through for a straight 3 damage. And because you already have a command trait, because of the 50 points you used to spend on it, you're going to use it on Inspiring Presence.
Correct.
And make it so these skeletons don't have to use their Battle Shock. Or roll for Battle Shock. Because you would have lost a lot. Because you lost, what, 11? Or more?
It was a
11.
lot.
Yeah, so they would have actually, I mean, a lot would have been lost.
Yeah.
Now I roll for Battle Shock. On a 1 or 2, I'm fine. 3+, I got to take them away. And that's a 2. I am fine. Legions of Nagash, Hero Phase, turn 1. You are going to roll for your Grave Sites and your Necromancer to bring some skeletons back. They get D3 each, so that's 3D3, which is pretty great. Oh, it's a 4. That's not bad. It could
Brings
be
them
worse.
above 30, so they get the extra attack again.
Oh, it does. I mean, you're not wrong about that. Because of the twist of Blessed Healing, this Morghast is going to roll for D3 wounds restored. Getting 2. It's not bad. For spells, this Necromancer is going to try to cast Van Hell's Dance Macabre, basically allowing those skeletons to attack twice. And this is something that we don't want. What is it, a 6?
Yep.
6 to cast, getting a 7, and I will roll to dispel that.
Okay.
I need an A+ here. Does Khorne want it? Ah! Nurgle wants it. In the movement phase here, you're going to bring in your Spirit Host. They are slightly more than 9 inches away from those Plague Bearers. And now you're going to go straight to the charge?
Yep.
So they're going to try to charge the Glottkin, yes?
Yep.
Okay,
I
you
need 11. And nowhere close.
So at the start of the combat phase right now, I'm going to roll for Horrific Opponent for the Glottkin, and on an 11 or 12, these skeletons get -1 to hit him.
Okay.
Nope. That also affects the Morghast, so I'll roll for him as well. Getting a 10, not quite. This would work much better against a low leadership army. Skeletons attack now, hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 17 wounds and 4 up save. And for these skeletons, you got 20 times 4 attacks each against these 2 plague bears. I'm just gonna take them off, save some time. Now the Glottkin. So it would be best if I put a lot of attacks onto your skeletons so that you don't get to do that again, because they did get the ability off, or the Necromancer did rather, so they can attack twice. And if that happens, you can also pile in with them again, so you'll get even more attacks in. So if I kill, what is it,
So you only need
5?
4.
If I kill 4 of them, you get -1 attack on all of your skeletons.
Yep.
So that would be really good. So this is the dilemma here. Do I put all the attacks into the skeletons, or do I split it up between the Morghast and the skeletons? Morghast can do some damage, but it only has 4 attacks. Your skeletons are going to have the same amount of guys in base contact with me. Possibly, you will have more, actually.
Yeah.
But this is hard. And you got a really good roll, too. Your 4 pluses,
That was a lot of
you got
hits.
more than statistical. So, let's do this. Let's do his Flailing Tentacle and his Odo's Poison Slick Scythe into the skeletons. And then I'll do his Gurk's Lamprey Maw into the Morghast. So starting with the Flailing Tentacle, I have 7 attacks with this because his command trait is still active. So hitting on 4s, that's a decent roll. Wounding on 2s, getting 5 wounds, no save. 2 damage apiece, so that's 10, 6 up. You get to 1 so far.
Okay.
So that's 9, and then another 6 plus for the ability that you're, or the artifact that your Necromancer's holding. So another 3.
So
6 die. So you took off 6, so now you're below your 30, so you're -1 attack, so that's good.
Yep.
And now for his Odo's Poison Slick Scythe attacks. I have 4 attacks with this because of the command ability, and I'm hitting on 3s. And that's 3 hits, and I'm wounding on 2s because of the Cycle of Corruption. That I did not need. -1 rend, so you have no save, so I'll roll for damage. It's 2d3 damage. That's 3. It's not nearly enough. So that's your 6 up first time, and your 6 up your second time, so another 3 die. That was 2 Lamprey Maw attacks into the Morghast, hitting on 3s, and those 2 miss. So good thing that happened. Morghast will attack next with his 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. And thank you, 2 2s. And wounding on 3s. 1 wound. 6 up save, I really need to make this. Nope, that's a straight up 3 damage, bringing him down to 2 wounds left. Now your second volley of attacks. 34 attacks now from these skeletons, hitting on 4s. Wow, look at all those 4s. Wounding on 4s now. That's not as... no, that's probably about the same. So these are 4 up saves, and I only have 2 wounds left. I mean, it is possible.
Very possible.
But we shall see. Oh, oh, oh. You kill him with 3 wounds left over. And the Glottkin is just dead. Just dead. Ah! Now for the moment of truth. I'm going to roll to see who gets to go next. I win ties because I went first.
Yep.
So here we go. That's a 5. Need a 5 or a 6 here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Apple of corn! And Alex has decided to spend the command point last round to make these skeletons auto-pass their morale so that they don't have to, or their battle shock, so they don't have to run away. Hero phase, you're going to bring back some skeletons. You got the gravesite, plus you got your necromancer, so it's 2d3 this time because you're out of range of your other gravesite. Getting 3. Now for the Morghast, d3 wounds healed for blessed healing. That's one more wound back.
He's still wounded.
In retrospect, the Glottkin should have just focused all his attacks on him because I don't think I would have taken... He would not survive all those attacks from skeletons. Obviously he didn't, so it was definitely a poor choice. Now the Necromancer would cast Van Hell's Dance Macabre onto the Spiritos! No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be on the skeletons, giving them an extra attack if you make the roll of 6, which you don't!
Oh.
Now rolling for the Legion's Innumerable rule. So you get to roll a d3 for the skeleton unit and heal that many. So you
If
gain...
on a 5-up, I do it.
On a 5-up, and you just rolled a 5. Did I get that roll?
If you want, I can reroll it.
If not, I saw it, you saw it,
Okay.
it happened.
All right,
so
so
now you get to heal d3,
three
and
more.
that's 3. Alex, I'm learning a lot about Legions of Nagash. Like I'm learning a lot, and I got words to say.
Good teacher, Dave.
You're good at teaching me how to kill my Glottkin. You're teaching. Your skeletons have moved up, and your Necromancer moved up behind them. Now for your Morghast, you're going to move him up. It was pretty far, doesn't it?
9 inches with fly.
Spirit hosts are going to move up 6 inches. Out of this gravesite comes another 10 skeletons. They are equipped with swords. 10-man unit. Now for the charges, you have a hornblower in your skeletons, which you auto go 6. That's okay. You're going to get my Blight Kings. But you're going to roll anyway?
Yeah, because if I get higher than 6, they can go further.
What if you get less than 6?
Then it still counts as 6.
It does? So they always move 6 unless their charge roll is higher. Okay. And it's 6. Well, it looks like you're going 6. Your Morghast is going to charge into the Blight Kings, getting 7, very Nurgle of them, and he's in. Starting with the skeletons, they have 40 attacks into the Blight Kings. Not attacking the Lord of Plagues at all. They're hitting on 4s. That's less than before. 4s to wound. Oh wow, only 4 wounds. 4 wounds at 4-up save. Made 2, so one guy takes 2 wounds. I'll put him on the Blightlord because he has 5 wounds. I'm gonna pile in my guys now. There's 5 Blight Kings on this Morghast, so they're gonna roll, and they hit on 3s. Now they have their bladed weapons, so any 6s are d6 hits. And that's 3 6s. Here are the d6 hits. Okay. An additional 7. Now wounding on 2s because of the cycle of corruption. And hold up a second. My Lord of Plagues is within 7 inches of them. Now, due to his Wanton Slaughter ability, they get to reroll hit rolls of 1. So there was 4 1s in there, so I'm going to reroll those. And I get an additional 3 hits, and wounding on 2s. That's that many more wounds. That is 16 wounds on the Morghast. You have a 4-up save because there's no rend. And that's a death.
Yep.
Now we got 9 attacks from these Blight Kings into your skeletons, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s for the Wanton Slaughter. Awesome. No 6s though, so I don't get any d6 hits there. I'm wounding on 2s, and that is 5 wounds. 5-up save, making 2. Now you're 6-up, and now you're additional 6-up, and 2 skeletons die. Now my Lord of Plagues is going to... He's going to pile in this way. With his 3 attacks, he'll be hitting on 3s with his Plague-Ridden Great Blade. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 2s because of the Cycle of Corruption. Getting 2 wounds. Because of his Virulent Blade, any 5+ wounds to roll, I get to add 1 to the damage. So here's D3 plus 1 for that. So that's 2, and then here's D3 for the other. That's 2, so total of 4 damage. These are 6-up because it has a rend, so making 1, and then your second 6-up. So that's 3 more skeletons die. Battle shock, you lost 5 skeletons, so if you get a 6, you lose another one. Nope, you're fine. All right. Beginning of Maggotkin turn 2, the cycle of corruption here goes to the burgeoning. So I roll a dice for each unit within an inch of a terrain feature at the start of the hero phase, which is right now. And then on a roll of 5 or more, that unit suffers a mortal wound, but Nurgle units heal a wound instead. So let's just go ahead and do that for my Blight Kings on a 5+, I heal a wound. Nope. And your skeleton unit, they're within an inch of that, so on a 5+, nope. I'm going to get a different dice. So this skeleton unit back there, nope. And your spirit host, no. Now for the blessed healing twist, I'm going to go ahead and roll for this. D3. So I gain a wound back, so I'm up to 4. Now for contagion points, I'm going to be adding 4 here, plus the D3 for this feculent gnarl maw. It looks like I only get D3 contagion points because I'm not in my deployment zone. But I do get 1 for not having any of your units in my deployment, so it's 1 plus D3. Okay, getting 4. Adding to my 6, I have a total of 10. Now rolling for Virulent Discharge. But before I do that, I'm going to actually summon 5 Plague Bearers. They're within 12 inches of that feculent gnarl maw. Reason why is because I didn't have any of my deployments on my turn, so I lost out on 3 contagion points. Plus, if my Blight Kings get wiped out, you still have to contend with these guys, because they're still alive. Now for Virulent Discharge, I'm going to roll for the Blight King unit. On a 6, they heal D3 wounds. Nope. Now for your skeletons. On a 6, they take D3 mortal wounds. Nope. I'm going to spend a command point on my Lord of Plagues for his Nurgle's Gift ability. So I choose an enemy unit within 21 inches. I'm going to choose your Necromancer. Roll 7 dice on any 6s. They're mortal wounds. And that's 3 mortal wounds. Okay. Your Necromancer has this special rule called Undead Minions, which means that on the roll of a 4+, those wounds are passed off to units nearby. So you made 2 of them, so 1 goes on him.
So 6 up to ignore that.
Nope.
Nope. So he takes 1, and then this skeleton unit
on a 6
has
up.
6 up, and another 6 up. So
1 guy dies. And now for the combat. 5 of my Blight Kings can hit your skeleton, so on 3 up for their blighted weapons, and on any 6s, that's additional. I get to reroll these ones, so I'm going to do that first because my Lord of Plagues is nearby. And I didn't get any additional 6s except for this one, so I'm going to roll that. That's D6 hits. 3. This time is wounding on 3s. 5 up save. Made 3s. 6 up. Made 2. And 6 up again. Made none.
So 5.
Killed 5 and you're exactly at 20, which is kind of too bad because if I killed 1 more guy, you would have gone down your attacks. 7 skeletons are attacking my Lord of Plagues. They have 3 attacks each for 21 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 4 up save. And 6 up save due to my command trait, Resilient. So I take a wound. And now we got 7 more skeletons attacking the Blight Kings. 21 attacks. It's very nurgly of them. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. That's 7 wounds. Look at that. Very nurgly. And wounding or saving on 4 up. Making 3, so 3 wounds. This one's down to 1. My Lord of Plagues will attack back with his Plague-ridden Great Blade, hitting on 3s. And 6s, would you look at that, 6s are D6 hits instead. That's 7. Oh, Nurgle. Now wounding on 3s. Oh, what? What kind of betrayal? No 5+s to wound, so these are just straight D3 damage each. So 4, so you'll need to make 4 rolls here. 6 up, 1, and then 6 up again. No. So 3. Now you're below 20.
Yep.
You'll quickly get those back. Battle Shock, you lost 8 skeletons, so you're gonna use your command point because you don't want to lose anymore because you lost 8.
Yep, but if you get the next turn, then I will not get another command point, and they will be vulnerable to Battle Shock again.
This is something that I hope happens. Roll to see who goes next. You win ties. I got a 4.
Oof.
You got a 2. Awesome.
So you're going to give it to me, right?
I will definitely give it to myself.
Okay.
The Cycle of Corruption is going to move to number 4, Plague of Misery. Reroll Battleshock test rolls of 1 for enemy units, excluding Nurgle units.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good for you.
Can you not kill any skeletons, please?
I will try not to. Contagion points. I currently have 3, and I'm going to have 3 and 4 plus D3. 1. So back up to 8. So if I really wanted to, I can put another Feculent Gnarlmaw, or I can put another squad of 5. I'm spending 7 of my contagion points and bringing in another 5 Plague Bearers within 12 inches of this Feculent Gnarlmaw. Reason why? Well, it's just so I have more units so that you don't kill me if you kill me. That made sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now rolling for Blessed Healing for the unit of Blight Kings. D3 wounds are going to be healed. Getting 3. Look at that. Back up to 4. Now rolling for Virulent Discharge. Going to roll a dice for my Blight Kings. So on a 6, they heal D3 wounds. So that goes back up to 5 wounds. Yep. Now for my Lord of Plagues, I'm going to roll for him. And on the roll of a 6, he heals back up to full because it's D3.
Yep.
So back up to 7. Now I'm going to roll for your unit of skeletons. On a 6, they take D3 mortal wounds. Nope. My Lord of Plagues will use his command ability, Grandfather's Gift. It's going to target your Necromancer this time again. And rolling 7 dice on any 6s, you suffer mortal wounds. Getting 1 mortal wound on a 4+, you can pass that off to another unit, and you don't.
On a 6-up is ignored.
Oh! So because of the piling in, I am only able to get 4 of my Blight Kings in to this combat. So the 4 will attack, hitting on 3s. And 6s are D6 hits. So I got 4 of them. Oh, too bad. Too bad that wasn't better. That's only additional 9. I say 9. I'm complaining about 9.
If you want, I'll just let them be 1 hit each. I'm fine with that.
I can reroll these 1s as well because I'm within range of my Lord of Plagues. And I get another 6. Look at that. So D6. That's another 1. So 10. Now wounding on 3s. So that's 10 wounds, so 5 ups. Getting 2. Now rolling your 6-up save, plus your 6-up save. So getting 2 again, and then the last 6-up, getting none. So that's 6 dead. You've piled in your skeletons, and you have 9 in base, or that can attack my Lord of Plagues, and so you have 18 attacks. You're also still within range of your Necromancer, so you can benefit from his ability that allows you to hit better.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s. Yeah. Wounding on 4s.
Ooh.
Rolling to save now, so 4-up save. Oh my goodness. Now it's a 6-up because of his Resilient. Making 1, so 4 wounds go through. 3 attacks with the Lord of Plagues, Plague-ridden Great Blade, hitting on 3s, and that's a nothing. Battle Shock, you lost 6 skeletons, so on 5s and 6s, you lose more, and you got a 4, you are fine.
Alright.
Hero phase in the Legions of Nagash turn, so you're going to just automatically get a guy back on this 10-man skeleton squad because you're within range of that gravesite. Now for the skeleton squad that's in that combat with my Blight Kings, you get 2d3 because of your Necromancer as well.
Yep.
So 4 guys come back. Legions Innumerable, these skeletons on a 5+ will get another d3 returned, and that's a J. Hi, thanks for winking at me. Your Necromancer will roll for Blessed Healing, healing D3s.
Which he only had 1 missing, so.
Goes back up to 5 wounds, full wounds. You don't even have to roll for it. Van Hell's Dance Macabre now to see if your skeletons get to attack twice.
6 up.
And you get it with a 10. Your Necromancer will move as well, plus your other skeleton unit moved up.
Yep.
This is a whole big clog of a bottleneck right here, and we are just not killing each other. Spirit Hosts will also move forward, or Spirit Host. And your last 10 skeleton unit will come on the board. So they're going to be placed in the back lines because they have to be more than 9 inches away from my units. A Spirit Host will try to charge in now. You need a 7. You get an 8 because Corn wants it! The skeletons will attack first. There are 14 that are able to attack the Lord of Plagues, and they get 2 attacks each, for 28 attacks. Within range of your Necromancer, so you hit on 4s.
Cocked or no?
Hit the table, see what happens. Alright. I just have to say, you only missed 25% of that, and you should have only got half. That's pretty incredible. So you're wounding on 4s.
Yep.
Maybe that made up for it.
Yep.
You ended up with 9 wounds, and I have a 4-up save. Let's see if I can make this. So I rolled well for this, and I get to roll these, and on any 6s, I ignore your wounds. No, so, 3 go through, and that's exactly how many I had left. And now your points just doubled, my friend. Your wound points, rather, because you get victory points for every wound you inflict, and when my general is killed, then your points are doubled.
Yep.
That's where my ruse comes in. Revenge! Play this card. If your general is slain for the rest of the battle, you can add 1 to the wound rolls for all models in your army. Awesome! Now for the Blight Kings, I will move these guys a bit closer. I actually should have done this last turn. Jeez. Because now I can start to attack with stuff. 3 Blight Kings on the skeletons, 1 Blight King on your Spirit Host. 9 attacks on your skeletons, hitting on 3s. 6s are additional. I got 1 more, that's D6 hits. Get something high. 3, that's better than nothing. Those ones are not rerolls because my guy's dead. Plus 1 to wound now because of my ruse, so I'm wounding you on 2s.
Not bad.
7 on the skeletons.
Nope. Ooh, none of them.
Wow, now you're 6 up.
Only one of them.
And your last 6 up.
None of them.
6 die. Now the 3 attacks on your Spirit Host, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. It's 2 wounds. 4-up save. 1 goes through. Oh, 1 goes through. Fine.
Oh no, wait. 6 up, but not the second 6 up because they're not death rattle, so
Okay.
they get just deathless minions. So 1 goes through.
Now because of your, what's the ability called again?
Undead minions and the Lord of Nagash.
So that means you can attack again.
Yep. Or sorry, Van Hell's Dances.
That's what it was, yes. Okay, now you get 19 attacks against my Putrid Blight Kings, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. 4-up save. Okay, so 3 wounds go on this guy who has 5, so he's down to 2. Okay. Now your Spirit Host. There's only 1 in range to attack, so you're hitting on 5s, and 6s are mortal wounds, and you get no mortal wounds, but you get 2 hits and wounding.
Force. 1 wound, no rend.
So a 4-up save. Failed. So I'm down to 1. And how much damage at 1?
Yep.
And on this turn, you're going to use your command point in the Battle Shock phase to spend them on Inspiring Presence.
Yep.
Because you don't want to lose any more?
Yep.
Alright. Roll to see who goes first in turn 4. I win ties. I got a 6. So I go first again, because I'm going to choose it. That's my choice. That's my life choice. Are you okay?
Sure.
I am 100%
Positive.
confused. Maggotkin turn 4. We have Nauseous Revulsion. Reroll wound rolls of 6 or more for attacks made by enemy units in the combat phase. Now rolling for Contagion points. It is 4 plus D3. That's 5. Blessed Healing now on the Blight Kings, D3. That's 2, so this guy's brought back up to 3 wounds. Virulent Discharge now. Roll of a 6 for my own unit. I can heal. Nope. Roll for your unit. Actually, it's 2 units because it's your...
Spirit host.
It's your Spirit Host. I'll roll for your Spirit Host. Nope. And for your Skeletons on a 6. Nope. And I might as well bring this over here so that he can step into combat and come closer this way. And I'll come closer over here too. Let's start for these three guys into your Skeletons first. Hitting on 3s. And 6s are a D6 additional hits. That's 7. Wounding on 2s because of revenge. 5 up saves. Oh, you're making 2. Now 6 up. Made 3. And then 6 up again. You'll make another one of these. No, 5 die.
Alright.
And 6 attacks against the Spirit Host, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. That's 1 wound.
Unrendable.
4 up. Ah, you saved it. Spirit Hosts now are attacking with their spectral claws and daggers, hitting on 5. 6s are mortal wounds, getting a mortal wound.
Yep.
Wounding on 4. Nothing. So it looks like 1 mortal wound.
Yep.
Bringing this guy down to 2 wounds.
Yep.
4 skeletons left. You're going to go 2 each.
Yep. 4s. 4s.
That's 2.
Perfectly.
And I should make one of these in. Talking about statistics. Yep.
Yep.
So this guy's down to 1 wound. Battle Shock, you don't have any command points to spend, so you got to roll for this. You've lost 5, so on a 6 you lose another one, so you're fine. Hero phase now, and the Legions of Nagash turn 4. You're going to roll a d3 because you're within range of your Necromancer to get d3 skeletons back in your unit, and you get 1 back. Plus of their extra ability on a 5+, you get d3 back. That is not a 5+, so you get 1 more skeleton back for a total of 5.
And then the Spirit Hosts, they'll get 1 back from the gravesite, the Necromancer, take your pick, but he's up to full.
Necromancer will cast Van Hell's Dance Macabre on the Spirit Hosts, giving them an extra attack. On the roll of a 6 or more, you get 10. That's good. I can't dispel it. Necromancer's going to move. On second thought, he's actually just going to reposition there, so he's within range of the gravesite, and he's also within 6 of this skeleton unit that's in combat with the Blight Kings. Combat now, you're going to use your Spirit Host first. 12 attacks, hitting on 5s. 6s are mortal wounds. You got 3 mortal wounds. 2 hits, wounding on 4s, yeah?
Yep, 2.
2 regular saves. So I made both, but I have 3 mortal wounds, so this guy takes a wound, and then there's 2 more on another guy, bringing him down to 2 wounds. Congratulations, you killed your first Blight King. Now my go, so let's do the Blight King attacks first into your Spirit Hosts. 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. 6s are D6 more attacks. Wounding on 2s. Because of revenge, and that's 3 wounds. 4 up save. Failed them all. So sort of 6 up.
Nope.
3 wounds, that kills 1. And now 9 attacks on your skeletons. Hitting on 3s. Oh, good, look at that 6. Oh, look at that 6. Wounding on 2s. I think you might be dead. 11 now, 5 up saves. That's a good roll.
Yeah.
6s. You get 1. And rolling 6s again, getting another 1.
So 4 die.
4 die. There's still 1 skeleton left. Would you look at that? Battle Shock. Not enough was lost on either side, but we do need to roll for the game to continue. So this is what's going to happen. Just so you guys know, you have this special ability that brings back entire units.
Yes, so the Necromancer has an ability that can bring back one of my slain summonable units. I have 1 skeleton left in my 40-man blob, so if...
Your 40-man unit of skeletons, you have
Yes.
1 left.
Yes, and Dave has to attack it in combat.
I do.
So, if
you win the roll-off,
I win the roll-off, I'm
going to elect me to go first.
Yeah, let Dave to go first, and then on my turn...
You can bring the 40 back.
That dies in combat. I can use my command ability. bring back the unit, and
then you win because
you'll only have slain the 12 wounds of Morghast plus the Spirit Host.
right. If you don't bring the Spirit Host back too.
Yeah.
And then you would have had more than 50 wounds because you killed my general plus all the other stuff. So you will win. If you win this roll off, you will win, and I will call the game.
Okay.
Because there's no way I can win.
Yeah.
If I win the roll off, then I'm going to make you go first.
So that I have to use my command ability for something else. I can't bring him back because that model still represents that unit. I can't bring that whole unit back.
And I still have a chance of winning.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's make the roll off. 1 and 4. So you're obviously going to choose for me to go first.
Yep.
So that's a good game. You win. Epic handshake. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Vault members, make sure to click on the link below to participate and listen to the discussion and impressions and the thoughts and all of the words that I have regarding the Legions of Nagash. Thank you very much. Happy wargaming.